So, have you guys decided where the detective agency is going to be, generally?
You said Ave.
Ave?
Yeah.
Okay. As we look down under the starry skies above Ave, a caravan rolls up in front of a local building. The caravan rolls slow, wooden wheels bumping along the cobblestone. And a man gets out, knocks on the door of the establishment, and delivers a message. This man is an envoy from a land far, far away. And when he opens the door, he says this. He says, "Detectives, I bring a message. I seek your aid. My name is River. I am a merchant from the mountain town of Whistlerock. Someone dear to me has gone missing, and I lack the aptitude to discover where she went. For lodging, gems, significant coin, as well as a caravan to transport you. Please heed my request, and I will be forever in your debt. Finest regards, River." Now, requests like this are not uncommon to the residents and people living within this building, because we are in front of the Gnome of Truth Detective Agency in Ave, composed of the finest investigators in the land. We join them now, all four of them, as they discuss whether or not they would like to take this case. And you can go through and describe your characters if you want. It's going to be the introduction.
Like the leader should introduce himself first.
The leader should go first. I was gonna say the birthday boy, but I'm the leader. So you see a dashing, silver foxed, haired, high elf with pale, like purplish skin. He is very tall. He is a tall man. He's 7 feet tall, pretty lithe. Pale blue eyes, again that streak of white hair, wearing some fancy like black and purple duds, a very regal looking, put together kind of guy, and he's got that silver goat going on.
You see on the other side of him a human in his mid-20s, not lanky by any means, but he's definitely kept himself in shape. Clean shaven, longer hair. On the side you see a crossbow, and on the other side you see a dagger. He's dressed in these dark and light green leaf fixtures, a couple of purples and darker colors in him, and then on one side of his pouch you see a darker green blackened eyes mask, and as if you look at it more closely, it feels like it's shifting every so often, like not like in your face, but very subtle. Seems to change, and he's just kind of sitting there, kind of stretching out a little bit, his hands behind his head, listening.
We're sort of at a table, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess at the far end of the table, because there's the most room behind it, you see you see a centaur, with the humanoid half of the centaur being this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, sort of almost comically dashing young man, covered in sort of like it's chainmail, but maybe one or two of the chain links are either rusted or missing. And he's got a very large, what did we call it? It was soapstone or
Soapstone?
What
The lance?
The lance, yeah.
The lance is a jade lance with an emerald encrusted hilt beside him.
Okay. So So that
Soap scum.
soap scum. And it's a pretty large lance. It's kind of hard to miss, and he kind of has it in a sort of like a side sheath that goes along his black horse body, and he's just looking off over to a mirror, admiring himself and kind of just like fixing his hair, almost like Johnny Bravo-esque.
Oh, mama.
So you see a very old man, old gnome, in fact. This is balding, hunched over, just kind of tinkering with his tools and messing with wood blocks and wires and stuff, and he's just kind of entrenched in his work.
Excellent. Now, business has been a little slow this month, with not as many cases to be offered around the realm. So in this time, it's not uncommon for you to get requests for mysteries or things of the like, but to have a genuine disappearance accompanied by a large amount of gold does intrigue you. The envoy will wait outside to determine or to carry you back should you decide to take the request. And they will leave in the morning.
Has it been specified how much coin?
Those prices are negotiable. All the word that the envoy knows is that it's significant coin, and through your conversations with him, the man offering the coin is very well off. Merchant River, you don't know him directly, but he is quite a wealthy lad.
I think we should take the case, boys. Business has been pretty
I gotta tell you,
slow.
boss,
We have some costs to cover, I think, don't we? Guillermo?
I've been so bored just sitting here for a month. I haven't had a single thing to do.
We doing something?
I agree with the human. I could stretch all four of these legs out for once, and maybe this will lead us to a tavern or two where there might be some fine young specimens.
I know you were going to say the word specimen.
Being a horse person.
Let's take the
His
case.
dashing good looks is ridiculous.
I'm excited to get a little bit of fresh air. Maybe we could do
Matt,
some
how do you-
shopping out there.
How do you say your guy's name?
Ramon?
Ramon?
Gramon?
Ramon?
Come on.
Okay. Ramon.
Jeremone.
Tyrone.
I'm getting a little old for this, but
Hey, I understand,
It's
man.
fine. I'll do one more.
If you need to
It's
jump onto the Centaur's back, that's completely fine by me.
fine. No, I can walk, but for real, super last one. This is it.
Did we say how
you're
old
done
your
after
character is? Do we know?
He said it was like older, right?
It was like 850 to 950. Like
Oh wow, okay.
At the very end of the life expectancy.
Okay, because I'm like at like 500, which is a good age for a high elf.
Hey, Grandpa. Let's get this one last one done, and you can ride off into the sunset. How's that? Does that sound?
I'm not running anywhere, but okay, that's fine.
I mean, ride. I didn't say run. Obviously, you can't run, but
You did say run.
you know what
but
I mean.
okay.
It's fine. You get it.
I'll run for the both of us.
There you go. See, you got Sir Bart with you.
All right, we'll take
All
the
right.
Hey,
case.
old man, hop on.
Oh, but
We're on it.
After some discussion and some interesting stacking within the caravan to accommodate Sir Barton, the party sets off, and they're making pretty good progress. The caravan is well stocked, well supplied, and it's not too tenuous of a journey, sticking to main roads. It isn't until you feel the air kind of chill and the mountains appear in the distance that becomes a little bit bumpier and the weather starts to pick up. And for the first time in your life, you hear what sounds like a hailstorm, but isn't. Instead, it's small chunks and pebbles flaking down from the mountain, careening off and sweeping over in the air of the town. This is what the locals call a gravel storm. And in doing so, it slows you down right towards the tail end of the journey. So as you stroll in and get a little bit closer, the buildings start to get larger, and you see there are lights in the distance, but nobody is outside because everyone's hunkering in to avoid the gravel falling in their heads. Whistlerock is a town built on a bedrock of this rubble, this time-packed rubble. The mountain air around you, though, still smells fresh, untouched by all the industrialization and whatnot in Ave, the city living. Yet at the same time, each breath leaves like a sharp frost in your lungs. And while there are lit windows in the houses around you, you feel eerily isolated and abandoned, and a bit hungry from the ride as your supplies run a bit thinner. And this is where our story begins, in the town of Whistlerock. We'll bring you there. Now, the gravel storm continues to pedal down as you guys are in your carriage. You may move this token wherever you like. The houses with numbers are ones with significant narrative implications. The other ones are local houses who will maybe give you an awkward social interaction, but not carry too much weight. So, can you guys drive this caravan? Can you move this around?
Yes. Oh,
right.
we all can. That could be dangerous.
You all can.
Yeah.
We're like, come on. I'll tell you where to go. I'm the leader. I'll tell you.
I'm
So
pulling
this
the
is the
caravan.
I'm driving the bus.
This is the point where you guys now have freedom and control over your party. The envoy says, I'm not sure which, but the town isn't that big. If you walk around, you'll find River soon enough.
Okay.
Okay. I guess he would
this
live
is-
in the fanciest
this is
house.
This is just from personal experience, but usually some pub or inn or something like that usually has some good information to go off of. If we can't find where this river is first, I think we can ask around about the locals. See if either they know where River is and talk to him or her. It's a him, right?
It is.
Him?
We can either find information about him or we can find some more information about this missing person.
I love it, Barnaby. That's such a great idea. Let's check it
I
out.
get a couple of them every now and then.
Yeah, I agree. I could use a drink and maybe a salt lick if they've got one.
Yeah, I'd like to wash the taste out of. It's nice being in the brisk air of the mountains, but I just have like the taste of like a soot, gravelly kind of dirt in my mouth. It's been a while since we've been on the road. It's really exciting.
It's a good idea to hunker down in things like this, because these are rocks coming down. What the
Yeah.
hell is that about?
Well, it is Whistlerock, so I guess that makes sense. Oh, I didn't hear the
think that
whistle at
rocks
all.
Didn't think that rocks would actually be whistling down towards us.
Guess that's how it's got its name.
Hey, boss, if you ever need me to put on this mask of mine, just give me a heads up, right?
I'll let you
Too many
know.
people around this area.
I trust your judgment with it too, Barnaby. If you see any shady folks, feel free to throw it on.
I can be shady when the need arises.
Okay. Keep an ear open too, because I could shoot you a message.
My ears are always open.
Okay. Let's check out the pub.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Number 3.
Number 3 is the Tavern Keeps bar.
Yes, the Tavern Keeps bar. You know, I had everything written down in a notepad file, and for some reason, a good chunk of it got lost, and I'm sorry. Save.
All right. So as you approach this building with a red roof, lights inside, and a few people drinking in the windows. You notice that there is a small stable attached to the building with average-looking horses. Nothing great. They're not strong, sturdy war horses or anything. They're just standard little work mules and whatnot. So you have the option to go within the tavern should you choose. And if you step in the door, the first thing you'll see is this large, hulking orc woman behind the bar table, doling out little flagons of ale back and forth to people on near the bar. There's not a ton of people in here, but the people that are in here are hunkering down, staying in. This isn't their first gravel storm, and it won't be their last. They've grown accustomed to this, and it's a lot like rain. When it's coming down out there, you stay in here and try to make the best of it. So these people seem to be in generally good spirits, except for a couple of them and drinking in the corners alone.
Okay. I guess we're the kind of troop that draws some attention too, so there's no need for any discretion.
Well, I'm waiting to hear if Sir Bart walks in that door.
So Sir Bart
Can you make it through?
Sir Bart looks over at the stable and he's like, ugh, all average looking. The moment you described them like that, I was like, okay, I'm going with that. And I start to just kind of like saunter into the bar as if like this wouldn't be weird for anybody that a horseman is walking, 7-foot horseman is walking up to the bar.
And as you saunter in, the music just stops. Everybody's looking at you. Faces turn. One smaller halfling drops his beer, spills it on the floor. Another rushes with a mop to clean it up. You are the first Centaur they've seen in their little town. A couple of them look at you, and then a jolly older man comes over, kind of invites you into the tavern and pulls the party in. This is a dwarf, an older dwarf, about middle age, something like that, with a nice long red beard, braided, a little bit rosy cheeks. He looks nice. He's gonna come in and say, welcome, gentlemen. Please do come in, get out of the gravel storm. Come in and buy a drink.
Yeah, it's terrible out there.
I know, everyone. I know. I see it in the mirror every day. I get it.
I'll whisper over to Sir Bart. I think this is the first time they've seen someone with blonde hair.
Oh.
That's absolutely what it is.
That might be what it is.
Well, you think it's bad that I have blonde hair. You've got silver hair.
Yeah, but that's a thing.
That
happens.
If blonde hair isn't.
Blonde hair doesn't happen. You're very unique in the world of Etheria.
I go over to the dwarf as I'm shaking off pebbles out of my shirt, and I go, "Good sir, it's nice to make your acquaintance. Could we possibly get a table? I have my grandfather here who is very old. Needs a place to sit."
Why yes. We have a booth with some geriatric cushions. It'll be great. You'll avoid his hemorrhoids. It's perfect for him. Now, he shakes your hand happily, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. Do you need
Slower,
Do you need
please.
me
Slower.
to? Do you need me to give you some sort of parking valet
All right,
for your
all right,
steed?
Go away.
I can tie him up
Go
with
away,
the
sir.
others.
He's very old, sir. It's better to just leave him alone, if you catch my drift. But if we could just get a table for him to sit at, that'd be fantastic.
Yes. So he points to an unattended booth, which is just a table with some barrels and some seat cushions. It is nice. The seat cushions, when you sit on them, they are of very high quality of silk. and that's when you notice that despite like the wooden interior, all the curtains seem to be made of high quality of silk. There are knickknacks and ornaments that appear to be a little bit excessive, like tiny bits of gem encrusted stuff,
Wow.
some onyx carvings, some statues. Yeah, this is a nice
This is a
looking
nice place.
Yeah, and it's got a generally good atmosphere. He says, thank you, thank you. It's filled with all of my trinkets from my time as an adventurer and all the adventurers that do come by. We try to take something to remember them by.
You were an
Well, thank
adventurer.
you.
Have I heard of what?
No,
You were
an adventurer.
Oh, I was once upon a time, but I am no longer. I am too old now. I've retired to run this establishment with and build a career to support my daughter. And ever since my wife left, it's all I have.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's okay. It was awful.
Well,
I'm
that
not
doesn't
gonna
sound
dwell
okay.
on-
I'm sorry.
I'm not
No,
gonna,
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure not to have her anymore.
The wife or the daughter?
Yes, the ex-wife.
Oh, okay. Well,
My life quality has increased since then. You know us dwarves.
I can see that. You seem to have made quite a name for yourself in this small town of yours.
Oh, thank you, thank you. It's fun to be able to contribute back to such a nice town, or what was such a nice town. Sit down, boys. Have you ever been in Whistlerock before?
We have
this is
not,
our first
and,
time.
Speaking of contributing, I'll drop a gold piece and say, your best ale, please.
Oh,
For the
thank
table.
you, thank you. He doesn't even try to give you change. He just puts it in his pouch, which is full of gold coins that you can see as well. He goes over, says, gets the attention of the orc. Bertha, when you do have a moment, please serve out these gentlemen
Beer.
flagons.
The bartender.
And Bertha looks at the tavern keep. I have to remember her voice real quick.
Sure.
Remember it.
How
Oh, she was.
much- How much
And I
money
think
did we
I
start
think we'd
with
like
really
a
quick?
a round for the gang here.
Sure thing, I will get right on it. She
quick-
goes,
Thank
Quick,
you.
quick question. I just need to know how much gold we started with. I'm sorry.
I don't know, how much gold did you start with?
That is very true.
You guys
Whoa.
are a successful detective agency. You can write that down.
I mean, yeah, a measly 5,000.
Are we that good? We
How about
roll
you
for
all
how
start
good
with-
we are.
How about you start with 30 gold?
30
So
gold.
that sounds like a decent number
Okay.
for travel.
Sure, yeah.
To get there and
Pretty
back.
old.
Yeah, I
3
mean
grand. Sure.
we just spent a
Sure.
lot of money upgrading our detective center to be like Centaur accessible. So we had to
Yeah,
expand a
our
lot of the
weapon.
places. Because I'm a tall guy too, and Gerbone originally built some of the areas with his size in mind, so I hit my head on a few things.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Now,
While they're away, to back out of this conversation, I'm just gonna watch some of those sketchy people in the corner.
while you're looking at the sketchy people in the corner, you see a couple people. So one of them is this grumpy-looking man, adorned in pretty expensive robes, but not as well dressed as the tavern keep that you've met. He's got a couple of gems, and he's got some herbs in his pockets, just kind of like lying out as if he's carrying around a few leaves and things like that. He just a very stern, grumpy, fixed look on his face. He has lines in his forehead that seem to be there permanently. Definitely not smiling, looking out the window with his beer in hand, not really giving too much mind to anything else. In the other corner, what?
I was gonna say he's a human.
This is a human, yes.
We're all the same. Grumpy
Looks to be a young adult, kind of. And in the other corner, there is a much younger human, but very well dressed. A two-piece suit, which is very uncommon in these times. A nice hat, well-groomed, but at the same time looking very distressed. His eyes are worn from lack of sleep. You take it, and he is sitting there, tapping his leg up and down nervously. This is someone more regal looking than a human. He is a half elf.
Okay.
And how old is the half elf around?
Looks to be very young.
Okay.
Definitely the youngest person that you've seen so far.
Like in like his 20s.
Yes, early 20s.
Hey, Freddy, I'm gonna keep an eye on these two just to make sure that they don't go anywhere. I'll ask some questions if I need to. But can you handle the dwarf for a second?
Sure, yeah, and I'm also just kind of taking this place in. It's really nice.
It is super nice.
What a great place.
Hope we don't get into a bar fight. What? And I just walk off.
Hey, you guys want to start a fight?
And I'm gonna go into a corner where I can see both of them and just kind of eye people's conversations. But I'm mostly keeping an eye out for those two. And with my observant feat, as long as I can see their lips, I can read what they're saying.
Okay, neither of them appear to be talking at the moment.
Okay.
If that changes, I'll let you know.
I guess to like kick it off too, I'll like coil up the little wire that I have and just point to Barnaby and say like, hey, let me know if you hear anything.
I give a quick thumbs up as I'm sitting there with my drink.
Wonderful. So the barkeep and the tavern keep both come walking back over. The orc woman goes up and she says, "Your ales, gentlemen, and in the back, I looked and I was able to also find prune juice. I heard one of you might like this." And puts it in front.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so
gnome.
accommodating of you.
Why, yes, says the tavern keep. We want to be good hosts. It's not often we have visitors, and we want to make a good impression.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Wonderful
so
to have
far
you here.
we've really enjoyed this lovely town.
Yes.
I mean,
now
I'll,
drink
you
to your
know,
heart's content. If you need
pay for
anything,
the,
I'm only a step away.
Sure, thanks.
Sure. And what is your name, sir?
My name's Frederick. But people call me Freddy.
Frederick. Freddy. It's a pleasure to meet you. I assume your friends call you Freddy, right? So I shall.
Yeah, they do.
My name is Mary.
Mary, nice to meet you.
Mary's
This
the
is-
tavern keep, and this is Bertha. She was also an adventurer back in her day.
Oh wow, very cool. What
Lid Mini.
what are some of the areas you've traveled around? Anywhere exciting or exotic?
Oh, we have been along every coast, but mostly I lived in orc country, killing traitors and deserters.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've retired from this life.
The adventuring
That
life is
does
a fun
not seem
one.
to be the answer that you wanted to hear. Are you intimidated?
I actually was
little
a little. I thought that maybe it was going to be a little bit more glamorous,
There's.
but you
There is no need to
phrased
be
it very,
intimidated.
very to the point. I appreciate
I
that.
told you, asked me what I have done and where I have been. I have told you things that I have done. You do not deserve to know where I have been. Not yet.
Okay. Maybe throughout the night we'll form a better acquaintance.
Perhaps. She rustles her hair.
Okay. Until then, cheers to the open road.
Cheers. Yes, and if you gentlemen need anything, do let me know. I will be upstairs checking on my daughter. She has
Okay.
a large assignment due tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So they'll walk out, and nobody else comes up to talk to you for a while. And at a certain point, Barnaby will notice the grumpier man in the corner gets up, puts his hood up, looks at all the gravel, scoffs, and just kind of opens the door and is looking to leave. Do you have anything you want to do?
Is Mary or Bertha near us still?
Bertha is
or-
at the bar. You can go up and talk to Bertha anytime. Mary is at like the top of the stairs, a little bit above the first floor. The first floor is the bar area itself. The second, or no, it's actually just like an under level. So it's still one floor, but there is like a stairway to an elevated like a little elevated platform. And on the elevated platform, that's where all the rooms are in the tavern. But in that bar area that you're in, it's kind of just like a little inset house.
Do you want to put like a food order in, Sir Bart, or?
Oh yeah. Do you guys want anything? I'm gonna grab another, because I assume that Bart grabbed the first drink and just immediately downed it, because he was very excited to have a drink. Yeah. I'm getting myself one. Do you guys want one? Old man, you want more juice, or you want anything? Okay, I'm gonna go.
I'll see if there's something else on tap. I'll come up with
you. He doesn't talk much, does he?
I am going to cast Pass Without a Trace on myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to follow this man who is leaving.
Okay, we can do this right now. Let's get some investigatory music. All right.
Inspector Gadget. Oh.
So as you walk out, this man is leaving with his hood up. The gravel storm is lessening a little bit. It's not as bad as it was. There are fewer pebbles bouncing on your head. It does create an interesting effect because you cannot really be heard. But the pebbles do bounce off you and then like quite a bit into the distance. Kind of like hail. So if you were something invisible, it would be a very peculiar sight. But since you're kind of staying to the shadows and that's your means of stealth, you're probably not going to be noticed too much. So the grumpy looking man, he gets out, he's kind of huddled in his cloak, and begins to walk back, comes out, reaches this path, and hooks a left and begins to walk towards this house.
I'm gonna follow him, and I'm gonna stick to the woods a little bit to see if he goes into the house.
You stick to the woods. He kind of switches from this normal path onto the dirt path, not trying to disguise his motions or anything like that. Walks up to the front door, pulls out a ring of keys, puts it in the lock, opens it, twists it open, goes in, closes the door, and then you see a silhouette pass in front of the window in the candlelight.
Okay. And I peer in to the window and see if there's anybody with him.
So as you peer into the window, the man is picking up some books, kind of like tidying up some things. What you see on his desks are a bunch of flasks, kind of like science-like. There are a lot of herbs, medicinal herbs, some that you'll notice. Others that are plants haven't yet been harvested. There are some medical tools, not like the equivalent of a stethoscope, where it's just kind of like a piece of metal that you can put into your ear. It just hangs off like a hang loose. So you go in and you see these things. He's rummaging, picking up some books, putting down some books, turning some pages, before plopping down into a chair, and then kind of like closing his eyes and maybe nodding off and trying to sleep off the alcohol.
Ooh. Okay. This is so stupid. I'm gonna check the lock on the front door.
Okay. You check the lock? Give me a perception check.
Perception check.
Okay. So this is a pretty standard looking lock. It is flat metal plate with three, you know this lock pretty well, 3 tumblers inside, not much. It's a very simple lock.
I'm gonna pick the lock.
You go to pick the lock and halfway through, as you're lifting up the tumblers, you get them and there's no resistance because the door's been open the whole time.
Okay. Easy enough. I will walk in.
You will walk in?
I'm gonna walk in, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
I love this.
I'll leave the investigatory music up. You walk into this little alleyway. There is a wall. On the left is the man like nodding off in the chair. On the right is a hallway leading to like a cot, and then it loops around with the medical supplies being on the other side of the loop. Kind of just like a glorified support pillar.
All I want to do is I want to see what the books were. All I want to do is see what the books were, what they were about, and I'm going to take my leave.
Okay, I need you to make me a stealth check with your pass without a trace still active.
So that's a +10 on top of this.
Oh boy.
23.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So, within the books, there are some traditional healing medicines, procedures on how to cure standard illnesses, like the flus and whatnot. There's passages on all of these herbs that you've seen. And there's also like the ramblings and like chicken scratch around what is it called, like stimulants, whatever, the amorous, something that's like an amorous potion,
Amorous, like a
designed to
love
like
potion?
increase, yes, designed to like increase
Oh.
potency or
Oh.
something like that. And that is the one that he is currently making little notes on. Yes, just everything is a mess. This guy is not a tidy man. And then on a little bit further on the right side of the desk is a smaller journal. It's like a notebook, like a spiral notebook, but woven with twine. And that handwriting is very different. It's much younger, much more elegant. Definitely not the same handwriting of this man.
Okay, so it's not the same handwriting as the ramblings of the amorous potion?
Right. And this is a whole separate book. There is one book that's like medical texts and potions and whatnot. And there's another one that's just like a spiral notebook.
I'm going to take that book and leave.
The spiral notebook?
Yeah.
Okay, please write that down on your character sheet.
And
Spiral notebook.
okay.
All right, now
Spiral notebook.
as you walk out, you hear like oh, and then just back to more snoring, and you walk out safe. Do you return to the tavern?
I will, and I will take back that same corner and watch the other half-elf gentleman. See what he does.
All right, the half-elf gentleman still nervously looking at the window, patting his feet. You know, he seems to be anxious. That's the best word to describe him. And Bertha comes back with your food. She says, I bring lamb, fresh lamb from the slaughter. This may be too tough for you. Do you need me to crush it? She looks at the older man. I can crush it into mush.
I have teeth.
You can never be sure. Sometimes I've seen people take out their teeth and put it in.
Just put it down, please. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, if this changes, you let me know. Bertha will take care of you.
I'm terrified. Thank you.
Hey, hey,
I imagine I imagine Gurman is like, he doesn't look like that old. Like, he does look older, but everybody keeps assuming that he's like way older than he really is.
Super old.
walked in with like
He
a
said he was
walker.
like 950.
He's sturdy. He's like jacked old man, though. He's like Master Osha.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Bertha.
Yes.
There was someone that we were looking for, and I was hoping that you could maybe point us in the right direction. We were looking for
Oh,
someone
I know
named...
everyone.
Oh, perfect. Then, do you know River? We were looking for River. Not the river that we passed when we came into town. We saw that. We were looking for a person named River.
Yes, it's Big River. So you're looking for human river, not actual river?
We're looking for human river, yes.
Okay. Much smaller than actual river. Barnaby, you'll notice that on the utterance of so many words, so many instances of the word river being spoken, the anxious man looks up and looks in your general direction. Bertha says, yes, this is him. This is River is right there, just very loud, so everybody knows that you're talking about them. Everybody can hear it. Bertha makes no attempt to hide her volume. This is River, the one in the corner right there in fancy suit. He is Big Tipper.
Oh, River! We were looking for you.
We're just like, wait, hey!
Eyes get kind of wide.
Hey, the guys!
Settles back down in his chair, retreats a little bit.
Can I walk over to River and say, hey, can we get some information from you real quick? That's all right.
Or why would you need information from me? It's are you part of the team, the investigation team that I called for?
We're the people you hired.
Oh, it's I've been waiting for you. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. It's been rough.
Not a problem, sir. Why don't you go get us around and meet us at our table, and we can discuss things.
I can do that. Bertha, another round, please. As he lifts up, you see chains, like jangling, decorative chains, just coming down, draping down like scarves.
I sit back down with the table, and I look at Herman, and I give him a wink.
He beckons over. He says, "Is this your team? Is this Gnome of Truth? I've heard you are the finest investigators in the land."
We're the best investigators in the land, and the finest too. We're a great agency. We're really looking forward to working with you.
Oh, thank you. Why, thank you so much for coming. You must be Freddy, the lead investigator.
That's me. I'm Freddy. This is Barnaby. This is
Hey-o.
Germon. And this is Sir Bart.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
How did you... I should have sent a bigger caravan. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We put him in front.
Oh, that does make sense. I hope you put a tarp over him. The gravel can get rough around here.
Yeah, by the way, what's the deal with that?
Oh, it's just one of the quirks of Whistlerock. The mountains, they aren't too kind to us. They're just, they used to be full of gems and stones, and this town's been really rich for a long time, especially when my dad used to live here. But ever since the gem mines kind of died up, it's getting to be a little bit of a ghost town. But, my family still done very well, so I appreciate you coming. And that's kind of why I asked you here, too. I have a bit of a family problem.
Yeah, we heard about your problem, but the note that you sent us was a little sparse. Is this a place that we can talk privately, or is there somewhere else that maybe we want to discuss some of the finer details?
I mean, between you and I, it might be best actually. And then he whispers a little bit lower. There might be prying ears, and I don't really know what to expect right now.
Okay.
Yeah, come on over. I have like a trade stop, a warehouse that I use for storage, and he'll walk you over to this building.
Okay. I guess we'll scarf down our drinks and food. And...
Yeah, bring them. You bring them, and bring them back, or I will find you and crush you.
I will cut you.
All right, Bertha, nice meeting you.
Yeah, you can't quite tell if she's joking, but she says it with a smile.
I'm not going to take that chance.
Pass without a trace.
I think it lasts for an hour. Let me see.
Oh, that's pretty good. Does it it doesn't? Right? We don't enter into it later though. It's when you cast it, right?
Just be on Barnaby. I would think that it would be over now.
Up to 1 hour.
1 hour.
Duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
I'm going to say since you cast it just on you, so the other people were in the tavern, they weren't really in the Veil of Shadows, you can, as you step outside, the Veil of Shadows kind of goes around you. So you are walking with the group, but people don't really notice you as much. You're walking in their shadows.
Fair.
Okay. That sounds pretty on theme.
like once we enter, I think Bart would say something along the lines of, just to make sure that we're all on the level here and that everything that you tell us is the truth. Would you mind if I cast a spell so that, you know, nobody here can be caught lying if anything happens later on and we find out that we've been deceived?
Oh, absolutely. That's, you know, that's par for the course.
It is part of our standard operating procedure.
Yes.
It's the truth part of the Gnome of Truth.
Right. Do you have a contract that you would like me to sign? Something like that?
Yes, I have it right here, and I'll like rummage through my pockets and papers and such, and definitely have a contract that's ready and full of verbiage.
Okay. He looks at it and he seems to be seriously reading it, and he'll read it until you pull him out of this.
Yeah, and the part there with the expenses right at the bottom.
Yes. What's your standard rate?
Well, we were hoping to negotiate that with you. What is the... Because you mentioned in your letter a gold sum and gems as well. My friend here is very knowledgeable of gems. He has some finer instruments that he could use to look at them. Is that something that you have on hand, or...?
So, River kind of looks around. Says, "You're not gonna take this from me, right?"
No, not until we fulfill the contract.
Okay, and he knows you're all in the zone of truth from the implications of Sir Barnes. He'll pull it out, and he pulls out this bag of gems. Who's the gem expert?
Well, this man's our tinkerer. He's got fine eyes.
Fine eyes. Here you go, sir. He gives you this seemingly giant bag. It fills up his hand completely, in the place of a normal coin purse, full of gold. Like Mary the Towerkeep had a pretty sizable bag of gold. This bag is full completely of gems of all varieties. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires. You see some amethysts in there too. No diamonds directly, but plenty of valuable gems. And he says, "I'm not hurting on wealth. So whatever it takes to get this solved, I will pay."
Okay. Ramon, what do you think? Well, you're the money man.
This is enough for me to retire on. I mean, one quarter of it, of course.
You know, if that's what it takes, I can part with. I have assets, but nothing's more important to me than my sister. So, if you have it, it's yours. You can take half now. I'll give you half after on completion of the job.
Sure, that sounds fair to me.
All right. And he pulls out another little bag and begins dividing gems, not really caring which gem values he puts in. He's just putting handfuls in the separate gem. Then he'll hand it to, he'll like toss it to Garamond after.
Do these have a value in the town too, or is this something that's like accepted as a currency? Just curious.
You might get some weird looks. Whistlerock hasn't been a gem town for a long time.
Okay.
Besides Mary, nobody really has that much wealth, as much as I have in my family. So Mary, he's got a lot of trinkets. He's old. He's a little bit wealthy in and of itself. But the other people, if you show it to Father Feather or Edison, they might not take too kindly to it. Displays of wealth.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe we should keep that.
Yeah, keep it on the down low.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have gold, use the gold. This is worth. You're not going to be able to get change for these anyway.
Well, we're professionals, of course. We're carrying gold.
Right. You can take it to the Bank of Ave. Yeah, if you want to cash in the gems for currency.
Okay, perfect. So let's get down to the business.
Yeah.
We're looking for you. You mentioned your sister.
Yes. So my sister.
Could you give a bit of a profile of her?
Yeah.
Age, name, height, last known whereabouts.
Yeah, she's Raven. She's a simple girl. She's kind of a weaver. She dresses like me. You know, we are we come from lands where attire is fine. You know, we dress in the finest silks. That's what we do. Standard height, she's about 5'4", have a bit pointy ears like me, much rosier. We have a lot of the same features. So if you see her, you're gonna know. But I'm worried because she hasn't. It's been a long time since she's come back, and about this time of year, the mines start to get hungry, and it's never good when the mines get hungry.
What do you mean
So
hungry?
I'm
You mean
worried.
foul beasts, creatures of the like?
I don't know if it's that straightforward, but it's there aren't a lot of people around here, and I don't. You tend to know everybody, but you can't know all the faces. And the one thing that I've noticed is people tend to the population gets a little bit lower every year. It's one less man selling fruit on the side of the road and square, one less man chopping trees, one less woman doing laundry in the river, and every year you just hear about some sort of a disappearance, and it seems like I don't want it to be my sister this time, so I don't know too much about this, but I don't want her to be the next one missing, and that's where I hope you guys can find
Understood.
an answer.
I have a question about these lowering in population. Do these seem to be disappearances? Is there someone in charge, someone in the law that we could contact?
Yeah, how do you know it's not people, leaving because it rains rocks every now and then?
Exactly.
You know, that's why I don't spend too much time either. I have a shipment going out tomorrow. I have to get my goods done. You look around, there's standard textiles and whatnot that need to be sent off. He's like, I don't want to be here any more than you do, but I gotta leave tomorrow, and I'm gonna feel a lot better knowing that you're on the case. If you're looking for law enforcement, you can talk to the sheriff. She lives right next door, right at the end of the road, and the warden's there too, but he sleeps a lot. He's like a cat.
DM, what time is it around?
So this is like 7 p.m. The sun is down.
Okay.
It's not super dark because the moon illuminates things, so you can still see the paths and whatnot, but it is definitely not daytime. You look over in the sheriff's station, you do see that there are lights on. Candlelight.
So are you expecting us to solve this case before you leave for the shipment?
You know, I gotta go. I gotta do the shipment, and it's possible that Raven's still hanging around. I just haven't seen her. But I want you on the case. I want somebody on the case. She's been missing for a couple weeks now, and yes, we elves do like getting lost in the forest, but it made me feel a lot better if I got some word that she was back. So I have to make this shipment. I'll be right back after, but this is something I gotta do, and I'm gonna feel a lot better knowing that you're helping.
Okay.
Did she have any friends, or more importantly, enemies that you're aware of?
Well, me and Dad, we still don't know why she married him, but the apothecary in town, he is her husband. I asked him around, he doesn't seem to know either. But
What is his name?
maybe you start with him. Reginald? The apothecary?
Reginald.
Yeah, he's the local doctor. I don't know, he's a bit of a creep if you ask me. I don't know what my sister sees in him.
Okay. When was the last, or rather, where was the last time, or where was the last place? Oh man, English. Where was the last place that you saw your sister?
We were hanging out right next to the bell tower looking for mushrooms. She likes getting in the mushrooms.
And then
The
she just walked
watchtower
away
over
and you
there.
never saw her for weeks?
Well, she lives with her husband. I assume she just went back there after.
Okay, I mean, you left for the night, you retired for the evening?
Yeah, I have shipments to do. Just because she settled down doesn't mean I don't have responsibilities of my own, so.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
And when will you be returning from your shipment?
It's just a minor one. Shouldn't be more than 3 days. 3 days travel.
Okay. Just out of curiosity,
I'll
where
be
is it
back as
to?
soon as I can.
Are you heading to Ave?
No, it's just a smaller hamlet. It's a special order. There's this strange man who's building enchanted robes, and he wants a strong basis in silk. I don't know. It seems like he's the one making it and enchanting the robes himself. So I have the silk, I have some herbs and some fire seal. I don't know what he's making with it, but what's that? I'm not paid to ask questions.
Okay. Well, assuming with Fire Seal, it's something magical in nature.
Yeah, something.
Perhaps a
there's
shroud
just a
of
lot of weird
protection. I do have another question. The question left my brain. It's gone forever now.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Yes. Untitled Centaur.
Where can we find this Reginald? We're not from around here, so we don't know where the apothecary shop is or his house or anything.
I think
Yeah,
I actually
he's,
found him part, and I pull out the notebook and I show it to him. Does this look familiar to you at all?
You know, this looks like the Tavern Keep's daughter's book. She's apprenticing for Reginald, and has been for quite some time learning the medicine. The town thought it would be best if there were two healers. Again, my sister's just a weaver, but
She doesn't have anything to do with his apothecary.
yeah, I know that it pays the bills. I think sometimes she goes and gathers materials for him, like natural materials and leaves and herbs, but I don't know much more than that.
The barkeep's daughter is the one that's apprenticing.
Yes, Sarah, the apothecary's apprentice.
Okay. I'm like writing it all down on like a little
Yeah, I'm
notebook.
literally writing it in a Word document right now.
Yeah, but I'm like scrawling it. And using telekinesis, like scrawling with like a quill, like in thin air. I do have another
notice
question that
any-
just came to me, but go ahead, Barney.
Sure.
Did you notice any animosity between Sarah and Raven?
Sarah and Raven, no, they seem to get along well. Sarah was always cordial to her. Sarah's a sweet girl. Raven's a sweet woman. It's just that man, he's such a bitter man.
You have Zone of Truth up, right, Bart?
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, is there anything on Raven's person that you could think of, some type of trinket or a journal, or perhaps maybe you could describe the clothes, if you could remember the clothing that she was wearing. I believe it was silks you were mentioning. She dresses like you.
Yeah, it was.
Something that we could look at, something that we could track.
Yeah, it was purple. She likes purple. Pretty much all of her wardrobe is some version of purple and black or purple and gold.
Okay. And silks, right?
Yeah. Yes, silks, fine linens. Yeah.
Okay. Does
She
she
tends to
possess any
skim off.
magical abilities or anything? She's just a simple girl, you mentioned, right?
No, she and I don't have magic. It's just we come from high pedigree and we make the most of what we have. All elves are given archery training at a young age, so we know how to hunt and do all that. But no, she does not have magic.
Okay. Anything, gold necklace or jewelry? Anything on her person?
I wouldn't know what she has. I assume
A
if she
wedding
hasn't
band?
pawned it. Yes, wedding band. I presume from Reginald. It's not going to be anything fancy, but a simple gold band, most likely.
Gold band. You mentioned pawning it?
Oh yeah, I don't think she needs to because I look after her and father's business has left me well off, and I don't want her to be left off either, so
Is
I
your
make
father
sure
still
she
around these
does not
parts?
want. Our father is long past. He's living in the woods again.
I apologize.
It's, he is one with nature. It is a cycle. We need not fear death.
Bart just goes, I don't understand. You said that he's living in the woods, but he's dead?
Bart, it's
Oh,
an elf.
yes,
It's an elf thing.
We
Oh.
become the trees after we cease. Our energy goes back through the earth and up.
Oh.
Yes. You will produce quite a fine tree one day. A large oak, sturdy.
I'll be a tree one day? And Bart starts really like writing this down like, I'm learning so much about myself.
Yes. I've met many of your kind. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, it seems like this place
Reminds me of
isn't-
home.
Well, yeah, I guess in small towns like this, you don't see too many centaurs, huh?
No, you don't. They tend not to fit in places.
Yeah, the tavern was a little small, wasn't it? Seemed like the stable was a little bit more my speed.
I presume they probably could have brought your ales and beers out to you if you wanted to dine in the stable. But they don't want to be discriminatory. Mary is very cognizant of his guests.
That's okay. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to check out the stable. It's, yeah, you don't have like a horse breeder. Yeah, you know what? Let's continue asking questions about the about
case.
the case.
Right. I told you many a thing, but yes, is there anything else I can help you with? The information
guess-
I've given you pretty much all I have.
Just to clarify for my record, you were the last person to see her. Is there anyone else that claimed to have seen her?
I
within
wasn't
those
the
several
last to
weeks?
see her. I doubt I was the last. I just know I saw her last picking mushrooms. I would presume her husband was the one that saw her last.
You
I'm surprised
presume
that
you
he's
didn't
not the one-
ask?
I don't like the guy. I'd talk to him. I'd rather ask around. Nobody else has seen her.
So instead of talking to your sister's husband, you hired an agency to figure it out, to talk to him instead. Just want to
That's what I'm
clarify that.
thinking.
To be honest,
Also, why
between
wouldn't
you and
he-
me, I don't trust him.
Why wouldn't he set up a missing persons or anything like that? Would he,
You'd have to ask him.
or the sheriff?
The sheriff, I've spoken to the sheriff. She's looking around, but the sheriff, she hasn't been able to solve the other disappearances in the past, and I don't want Raven to be just another person that left Whistlerock.
Has anybody tried venturing into these mines that you spoke of?
It's, people go in sometimes. It's, I talked to Father Feather. It's, people go in shallow. The small U's, it's a game among them. They go in and see how far they can get into the mines before running out in terror. People have gone in to search for gems too, but there tend not to be that many gems.
I mean more so of when the mines are hungry.
Yes. It's awkward to talk about, but the pets of the town, they disappear too. And unlike the people, we have found the remains of some of the pets.
In the mines?
Oh, that's awful.
It's frustrating to lose a mule here and there, a dog here and there. It's annoying, but in the mines it could be anything. There are many creatures in the wild: owl bears, bugbears, standard black bears, brown bears, many bears.
It's a lot of bears in theirs.
Yes,
There's
but
Okay.
If you were to go into the mines, I'd advise you to take caution. That would be my guess.
Okay.
I don't think Raven
Few-
would go into the mines. Do you? That
Oh,
doesn't make
not there.
sense. She has no
Not on her
reason.
own
to.
volition.
That's what we're here to determine, whether it sounds like it could be, yeah, like you said, Barney, of her own volition. can be coerced in our line of work, but rest assured, we'll do our best to find your sister and return her safely.
Yes, please do. And,
while you're
if
away,
you
is there an
talk
address
to
that we can
Reginald,
write to?
please, Rob. An address from my
I guess it would take longer for the
paradigm?
postage. Disregard
If you have
that.
a
You'll be back in a
message-
few days.
Yeah,
Can
if
we
you would
leave
like
it? Can
to-
we leave a message with someone?
Yes, leave it at the tavern. That's
Okay.
Or the owlry. It's over in the lookout.
Okay.
Bell tower.
Again, we're new in town, so some of the locale is a bit foreign to us. We'll find
Right,
our way
right.
around.
I was confused.
We're pretty
I thought
astute.
you were. Yes, I thought you were saying you were going to write a letter to my caravan. What technology do you have? I was not sure.
Actually has
Ah,
more
they must
technology
have
than
come
you
far.
think.
In our line of work, is sometimes you can send messages a bit more discreetly over distances, but
That is why you are the best.
we try.
Thank you. Thank you for taking this case, Mr. Freddy.
Is there anything else that you need to tell us before you leave that could be vital for our cause?
If it is Reginald, that little wretch, I'm probably gonna kill him.
All right. Well, at least pay us before you get caught.
Will do. You know what? I'll leave it in escrow. You do have a problem with that? I'll leave it with Mary for escrow.
That's totally fine by me. And then I go over to Caramon and I'm like, what's escrow mean?
I'm down, Horseman. We'll talk later.
Okay.
He hands the other half of the gem bag to Barnaby. He says, "Do bring this to Mary." No, you know what? I'll do it. And then he takes it, tries to take it back out of your hand. I'm going there anyway.
I'll hold on to it for now, sir.
No, it's fine. He's like tugging on it now. I'm going back anyway. I'll leave it there at the inn.
We have some expenses to use anyway. If you would be so kind as to consider this our down payment.
I've given you half of the down payment, quite literally
Sir.
the down payment. It's
And we are making sure that your sister comes home safe and sound. And we want to make sure that we have the money necessary to do this.
yes,
I've
given you all the accommodations. I've set you up with rooms in the lavish inn, the lavish tavern.
Sir, do you realize that everyone in this little party of ours has certain skills? And if you notice on my hip, there is a mask that is changing shape and color in front of your very eyes. You do not want me to put on that mask, good sir.
He lets go of the bag. Okay, well, bring it to Mary, and on your honor, don't take it unless you solve the case.
I am in a zone of truth. I will bring it to Marie.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go back there too. Do you want to awkwardly walk back together?
But we say goodbye, and then we follow you slowly back.
Gonna walk behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what I do.
He walks back halfway through. He looks over his shoulder, sees you all, continues walking, walks back into the tavern. And through the window, you can see him talking to Mary, nervously, anxiously drinking another ale, and then going up the small incline to the hotel rooms over there. Yes, where would you like to go next?
I'd like to walk into the stable for just
Into the stable. Okay.
Yeah, to the horses.
You see
Could-
a couple work horses, one tan, one gray, and then a small donkey.
Okay. What are the genders of these animals?
Now
Or
there is.
Sexes.
Roll me. Let's do this. Rated. There are 2 males and 1 female. The
Okay.
donkey is
That's
a
what
male.
a 4 got you.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast speak with animals.
Yes, I'm so glad you had that spell.
I managed to get that from the Fey touched feat. So
Okay.
I say, can the donkey also? Can I converse with both creatures?
Yes.
Species?
Yes, you can speak with all of them.
Okay. So
They
I just
look at you, looking you up and down.
Ladies, it's nice to meet you, Sir Bart. How's it going? And
It's a pleasure. The two men. Are you stepping to my girl? Says the larger. Says, you don't want to step to her girl. Says the donkey.
oh wait, so the donkey is a male and the other horse is a male.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like,
Two
no,
males, one female.
sorry, I didn't realize, you were taking.
I didn't think you were hitting on my girl. Yeah, you better not be.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to ask you guys a few questions. I'm new here, and I don't exactly fit in, but
Oh, honey, you can ask some questions. I'm flattered. She's like a middle-aged horse. Come. What do you need to? What would you like to ask?
I don't know how well you know the other animal folk around town, but have you noticed any of the other animals going missing?
Yeah, the couple of the animals, the farm dog, he hasn't come by in a little while. Wait, they don't tell us much. Are they dead?
No, I just you're the only animals I've seen here, so I just figured maybe you were the only ones. It's nice to know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. They look relieved.
Yeah. So anyway, this farm dog that you talk about, where would this dog live? Who's
Oh, he walks around. They're little peasant farmers living, growing crops for the town. So some of them supply the tavern. I think he's a stray. He doesn't belong to any human in particular. If you were looking for a pet, I think the Bellkeep has a few owls. They might know a little bit more.
Ah, I see. Well, I'll be honest with you. My name is Horse Ventura, and I'm a pet detective.
Detective? I've never met a pet detective before.
I know. Keep it quiet. Don't go around telling the other pets. I don't want anybody to get scared. I just figured I would go up to other fellow equines. We can keep this between us. I'm sure.
We're better than everybody else.
Thank you. Was that the horse or the donkey?
Male horse.
Thank you.
Donkey's a little chirper. He's like a hype man.
Okay. See, I knew this guy would get it. All right. So, I really just wanted to know if you had any other information on missing animals, and it seems like you're really not too in tune with it. And you don't know who the farm dog's specific owner would be, right?
He's just a farm dog. What we know, he doesn't belong to anybody. I mean, we don't know the people that well either. Nobody's talked to us like this.
Well,
They speak that weird human babbledy language, just weird sounds.
Oh, believe me, I know. I speak it all the time. It's tough being, playing both sides, but if you guys need anything, I can talk to the people in there.
We could use more hay. We could always use more hay and oats and salt licks. And sugar cubes.
All right,
Can you get those things for us? Can you get them all for us?
I can.
Did you promise?
Well, I said I can, not that I would. And then I wink and I just walk out.
Then the spell ends.
They watch you leave.
Thanks a million.
Yeehaw.
So I walk back and I relay that information to the guys.
All right. So you do so.
If possible, I'd like to spend 10 minutes to conjure up an owl familiar?
You do so.
Cool.
What does he look like?
While that's happening, I will just go into the bar and give those gems over to Marie and say, hold these for us.
River, who is at the bar, just nervously looks at you. Good job. You're a man of your word.
I don't lie. I'll walk out.
He goes through.
I'm picturing this as like a fae, like a barn owl. He's got a little bit of a glow around him. He looks supernatural. But he's
Right.
like a white face, white, breast and feathers, and then the wings are like a brown, light brown.
Nice.
I like to name him Hootie.
Hootie. Hootie flaps around you happily,
I love Hootie.
gnawing on your white locks. Should we wait for Matt? Or should we continue? He'll probably be fine.
Then I'll spend another 10 minutes doing no. I could detect magic. Do we think anything, gang? Do we think that anything magical would be in the vicinity that we would need to check out? There's a couple of things I could do if I have the time.
How far is a detect magic?
Hey, Matt.
I think it's like a 30-foot radius. Let's take a peek. See. Anything within 30 feet of me. Hello. And then I can, meander around a little bit. Maybe we could take a pass through the town and see if there's any magical baubles or such. But let me know. It takes a bit of time, and I know time is of the essence right now because it's getting later. Maybe we should talk to some of our leads before we spend any more time.
Okay, so let's think about our leads. We have...
Well, unsuspectingly, we did learn some things from the local animals. So thank you, Sir Bart.
Yeah.
No problem.
So we have the bell tower, who the bellkeep has some owls that may know something. Also, that was the last known location of Raven.
Yes.
We have Sheriff's Place, where we didn't really get too much information.
I would like to go there first, and I would tell you why. Because one of the... I forget now if it's the warden or the sheriff, but I have it up in my keen mind, and I know which one it is. It has a bit of a sleep schedule, so maybe we best get that person's attention before they retire for the evening.
It's true, they did say that they...
I don't want to talk to a grumpy Gus.
I do have a notebook from the apothecary who...
Raven's husband?
Sarah wrote it. Raven's husband is the apothecary, and I actually snuck in to his place when he left the bar, and I took this journal. And this journal is apparently Sarah's, who is Marie's daughter, who's doing some studies. So she could also be a lead.
Okay. Is there anything worth note in the journal? Can I take a look?
Yeah, here you go.
Okay. Is there anything that I'd flip through quickly and commit to memory as an intelligent man with a keen mind?
Yeah, this very much appears to be like a schoolgirl's journal. There are some notes of like how to mix the herbs and whatnot together, but there's even more randomness, like poems and cute little songs. And on one page you see like a poorly drawn man in a two-piece suit with like lots of hearts around him.
Oh, that's great. Oh wait, that's the gentleman that I know. The younger man in his 20s. Oh wait,
that's River.
That's River. Oh, she's got a thing for him. That's adorable.
Interesting.
That is good to know. So we can use that to our advantage.
Yes, we can. She likes River. She likes him.
She hearts
Yeah. Then make me an investigation check.
Sure.
So
all right.
Just because there are a lot of pages filled out.
Yeah, I don't want to spend all of our time doing this too.
Right.
Because time again is of the essence. So I got a 7 there because I'm so friggin' smart. 24.
Ooh, okay.
24.
Big brain energy.
I assume
right
you guys
here.
are.
Big Fred
You guys
energy.
are all in the tavern, right? All in the tavern looking at this. You see next to some of the doodles of River and some of like the silly crafted love songs and little bits about her schooling and whatnot, there's like little notes of like came into town on Thursday, left on Monday, and just like kind of like a little bit tracking his whereabouts.
Oh, tracking
chant.
River. Interesting. Okay.
With all of these hearts, like, still around it? Or is it, like...
Not around the passages, but it's like near the doodles.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's safe to assume
you
that
see things
she's
like-
tracking River.
You see things like wear fancy dress Friday, see like bring bread Tuesday, things like that.
Okay.
Wow, that's creepy and totally not weird.
Well, that could be another
Makes the
lead.
job a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing quite like, you know, two young folks in love. I don't know if River reciprocates it, but it's nice that she's thinking of someone.
We don't
It's
know
like
how
a fairy
old,
tale.
We don't know how old this Sarah girl is.
Oh, that's
could be
true.
Could be a little weird, depending on how old.
Well, I'm sure she's going to be one
If
person
you're
that we
still
will
in the
ask.
tavern, yeah, if you're still in the tavern, there is a point where she bops down. She says, "Father, I'm done with my studies. It's can I sleep in the fancy room tonight?" And Mary's like, "Yes, yes, daughter. You've done so well. You've done so well at your studies." She looks to be, while young, she is like a very young adult, like high school senior, college freshman, like
She's a dwarf.
not creepy young. She is not a dwarf, which is very interesting to you. She is very much a human.
Ooh. Okay. That is weird.
Wearing a long blue dress, little bonnet. Cute. She makes eye contact with River as he's like staring into his beer for a second. He looks over at her, makes eye contact, and then like looks down a little bit and blushes.
Okay. Looks like it's reciprocal. Young
can-
love.
Can I get
So
the
adorable.
sense that, like, he knows that she has a crush on him, or is it reciprocated or anything like that?
Let's have everybody roll a perception check. That'll be fun. Or
Perception
insight. Sorry, insight.
Okay.
Both are good. Both are the same for me.
That's pretty good.
18.
Mine's very good.
Barnaby.
Look at that.
Bard,
You
wow.
all- you're
Look
all-
at these guys. Look at these
In
these
your
Vogue
day,
readers here.
this is why you're detectives. In your day, you've all
Seriously.
been handsome men. Handsome, successful
are.
in the dating scene. You guys know what it's like when
Barton his
somebody's
current
hit
day.
on you in the past. Yeah. You know what it's like. It's the look of somebody who gets flirted with a lot but thinks it's inappropriate to act on, especially when her father's standing right there.
Sure.
One of those
Young
things.
folks courting.
I guess I don't need to go over and ask him, but who's older, River or Raven?
River is older.
The older brother.
Okay. Older brother.
Okay. I guess, folks, what's our next destination? Do we want to head towards the sheriff house? Do we like my going to bed early theory of him, or do we want to check someplace out first?
I think we should investigate. I think going to the sheriff is a good idea because then we can ask about this this Reginald character and see what his deal is with Raven.
Okay. It's very nice when the local law enforcement works with us. Makes things so much easier.
Right. So as you guys get up and go to walk out of the...
Oh wait, really quick before I
Sure.
go, can I just walk over to the bar?
Yeah.
And
Talk
say
to
to
Beertha?
Beertha, yeah, I put 3 gold on the bar, and I say, this is for each of the animals in the shed. Can you get each one of them something nice, like a nice apple or a salt lick or something?
For the work animals?
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I know what it's
Sure.
like. Believe me, it's a hard job. They deserve something. You know?
All right.
Oh, and yeah, you as well. And I leave an extra gold for beer with them. Like, the
Get a
service has been
salt
great.
lick or something.
All right. I'll give myself something sweet to go with that. It's I'll throw them something. They'll be very pleased, I'm sure.
You guys
Thank
seen
you kindly. And I walk off.
Man, that young one, he's as sweet a soul as that sheriff. Here she goes walking out. So as you begin to walk out of the tavern, you hear somebody barge, like they're knocking loud on the door. And then you see kind of this whack-looking individual. Okay, this guy is also a dwarf, about the same age as Mary. And he looks angry. He's got some sort of weird contraption on his head, like some goggles, and some tinkering tools hanging from his chest as well. So he walks over. He's like, "Hey, I need some help. Can y'all come out here? This is I don't know what's going on. I would like one of you to just please help. Somebody help." And he leaves the door open and just pushes it and starts beckoning people.
Well, I'm never one to look away anyone in need. I'll help.
I clip-clop over.
So as you walk through, some of the attendees will walk over to the door and peer through as well, and you see a strange figure in like the middle of the town square between this building and this one. It is a strange looking green creature that seems to like glow a little bit neon in the light. It is this. Do you see this when it pops up?
No.
Oh my god, it's
yeah.
invisible.
All right, I'm dragging it onto screen. One of these. It is
There
not
we
this
go.
big.
Oh man,
It
crab
is very
boy.
small. It is very small. It looks like a crab, and it appears to be trapped in some sort of like fibrous gray material, rope, string, something like that, about the size of rope. And it's kind of like dragging the rope, and just like panicking, letting out like strange psionic noises, like just like things that don't quite make sense and things that you haven't heard before. So this creature, it's like looking around, and when it sees the people out there, it turns to face you and puts up its stinger, but it kind of backs away too. And the dwarf next to you is like, it's been out there for a little bit. I don't know what to make of it, but I have not seen this before, and I don't know what to do with it. So hopefully better you than me.
What, you need somebody to kill this?
I can't kill it.
Is there anything I could discern from what it's saying, or is it like a language, or is it just like garbled sounds?
Do you speak or have a way to speak Terran?
Why, yeah, no. Terran?
Terran. If you don't, then it just sounds
Terran,
like
like a
a garbling. Terran. Terran.
Oh yeah, like Earth
Um,
people.
Earth. Yes, it's like a garbly sound with
I
like
know.
a psionic shill, like a biournal type thing, where there's like
Oh.
one low road and then one higher thing above it.
No.
It's just making sound. It seems to be struggling in the rope.
Quick DM question.
Mhm.
For the feat that we sort of made the inspiring leader, how long will that last? Until arrest, or?
Yeah, let's say until long rest for the inspiration thing.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, you know what, guys? If there's anybody who can figure this out, it's us. And I give everybody a D6 inspiration dice.
All right.
I have to spend 10 minutes doing that speech.
I spend 10 minutes saying, guys, and then I wait 9.5 minutes. We can do this.
The dwarf with the wacky
Is that too
goggles. He's like,
How?
you gonna do something?
This thing is tied up in ropes. You said like physical ropes, or like the
It looks
spectral.
like fibrous gray ropes. They are very much physical ropes. They're not of a material that you've seen before. They're not like a hemp or anything like that, but they do look to be like it's kind of like gray rope that's
Okay.
bound really tightly together.
I guess, I mean, everybody just, I'm gonna try something here with Hootie and see if he can maybe untangle these things, but be prepared. I don't want this thing to lunge at any of the townsfolk. Can I have Hootie try to, like, swoop in behind this thing and try to, like, cut out a rope or so with his challenge?
Did it cut out the rope? Sure, you can make an attack roll for
Okay.
Woody if he has one.
He could do a talent attack. Melee weapon, +3 to hit.
Sure. And this is the 18?
What?
Or no, this is to be rolled? Sorry.
Oh
You
yeah, I'm
last
still
one
rolling.
rolls.
I'm like, nah,
I'm
he's an
with
owl,
you.
man. A 12.
12? Okay, so you see Hootie try to like swoop in and cut the rope with a talon, but his talon like bounces off the rope. Very strange because it makes like a ching sound, like a scrape, and the creature like about faces and just launches a spike in the direction of Hootie.
Oh no.
Does 17 hit him?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it does.
Oh.
All right, so he's probably how many hit points does he have?
He gets 1d4 -1s. He's got like at most 3 hit points.
He's dead.
I think he's
so
done for the day.
Okay, guys, Hootie's dead. I'm sorry, Hootie. Rip Hootie.
So the scorpion, it
But-
backs up even more into the shadows, like closer to this blue building.
Gang,
it's just
I
like-
think we gotta torch this guy.
Hold on. If you guys can
I could freeze
give me a
him.
distraction. No. Just I need a distraction, and I put on my mask.
Okay,
Oh.
what's that?
Oh, okay. I mean, I could shoot some sparks in the air and try to stun him or something.
No. Just distract him. And I go into the shadows.
Okay.
I try
The
to.
creature, it's kind of flopping around, waiting to do our. If your plan is to attack, we can roll into initiative. It's kind of like trying to scrape the rope off its back. Are you trying to attack it? Because we can roll into initiative if you want.
I'm
I-
trying to cut the rope. I'm not trying to attack it yet.
Trying to cut the rope? Okay, then we can do. How about a stealth check to get behind it for free at advantage because your friends are helping you out. Hold on, how are you going to distract this thing?
Hootie.
Very true.
How?
Hootie.
I was hoping to.
Oh, I got something.
All right, yeah.
What do you got?
Gramon.
So, watching
Thank
my
goodness.
watching my large friends here attempt to get this beast, I have been
Yes.
sitting here with a small knife and a bit of wood, and I've made a small frog who will hop around. You know, like you twist the knob and it goes bloop 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 like a McDonald's toy.
Yes.
So I make one of those and I put it on the ground in front of it and I let it start hopping away.
But it kind of like hops toward. You can control it so it hops toward the scorpion.
I actually do not have control over this thing after I send it on its way, so it's hopping on over.
Ooh, so you don't have control over it. Is it gonna hop in one direction, or is it
Yes.
is there a chance it like veers off? Okay.
No, literally straight ahead. It's like it's literally a toy.
Okay. It gets direct attention and like locks on and focuses and puts up its stinger as the frog approaches, kind of Bowser style from Super Mario World, like a mechanical toy that just walks straight at you menacingly. Barnaby, make a.
Oh, the Mecha Koopas.
Does anybody else want to do anything while this happens?
I'm done. I think Bart
Yeah.
is just looking on like. I could poke it.
Hey, Bart, why not us spread out a little, and we'll like surround him. You take one side, I'll take the other.
Yeah, that's sure. I'll
Keep that lance
and
ready.
I sort of gallop off and I like sort of ready my lance like as if I'm gonna charge at it.
If this thing starts to lunge at anybody, I would like to keep my sapping sting, Dunamancy cantrip at the ready.
Okay. Yeah, it has.
But if it starts to lunge, like at a
If it starts
person,
to
like the
lunge,
crowd,
you will have a ready
or
action.
my
yeah.
friends, yeah, cool.
All right, Barnaby. I'll say with the mechanical frog, demanding its attention, you can make a roll at advantage to try and take this rope off. You can do a normal attack roll if you want.
I am
that was
so
in stealth.
intrigued
Hold
with
on.
this.
Do you
Like,
get bonuses
so
for
much.
coming out of stealth?
If I'm stealth, I get advantage on the attack roll anyway. So
Okay, that'll do.
Nice.
Yep. Screw it. Roll 3 die.
roll another one.
Triple
Roll
advantage?
3 die. For your attack.
Oh, for my attack.
Yeah. We'll take 2, and then if you fail that, you get 1 more.
Okay.
I feel like we're
So-
we're cutting Victor out right now again from like 3 years ago.
Let me do +7 because I'm using my dagger to try to cut it.
Wow.
Good.
Wow.
All right. The first swing, as he's like staring at the frog gets close enough, and the scorpion stings down at the mechanical frog, missing it. So it's kind of like poking around, and it doesn't even notice you make the first attack on the rope. The rope chings off. The 11 does not hit. It's a very sturdy rope for some reason. It's not something you're familiar with, and you have to do like a double take and hit it a bit harder this time. And on the second one, you do slice through the rope, and on the second strike, the creature just kind of like reacts and looks at you, and it's like it feels the weight drop off it, so it tries to back away, and then you slash again some of the rope that's like falling off, and the creature gets out and then backs up like 5 feet from you, and just gives you like kind of like a happier like and just looks at you, and then that's kind of the situation we're at right now. Is there anything you do directly after that, or do you still wait?
I take the mask off and I put it back on my side. I put the dagger away and I have my hands up and I just nod to it.
It nods back at you, and then behind it, it summons like a greenish glow, and it casts, like it creates like a portal,
Fireball.
a small portal, very small portal, like 1 by 1, and walks through and disappears from sight.
What?
And the crazy dwarf is like, I never seen anything like that. Good job, gentlemen. So, thank you for taking it out. I didn't want that to be in front of my establishment. It surely was dissuading foot traffic, and that's the reason I didn't have customers today. In the last hour, I'm sure of it. Thank you again. And he goes to shake your hand. Mary comes out. He's like, Edison, just don't leave these gentlemen alone. Leave these young ones alone. And he walks over to the rope and just sees like, huh. He picks it up and he starts coiling it up like a rope.
Edison is?
Mary's the one coiling it.
Yeah, I'll
Edison is
just kind of stop him there too. But hold on there, sir.
Yes. What?
You're touching evidence right now. We're investigators.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is just the natural rope. Some Whistlerock rope.
This is natural Whistlerock rope, and does it look the same like the gray spectral?
Would you like to
Look to
inspect
it?
Yeah.
I'd like to, yeah. I mean, but just a moment ago, this was a glowing. Seemed like.
Well,
you know,
the creature was glowing. It was glowing green. The rope itself is not glowing.
the rope wasn't. Oh, I thought it was.
Right.
Well,
No,
I'd still like to
The
inspect it and
creature
see
is
if there's
giving off an aura.
any magical things coming off the rope.
Right. So you look up at the rope. And what are you using to inspect for magic? Are you just using your eye?
I was gonna use my eye, and if there was anything I caught with my eye, I would spend the time to do a detect magic, just like Sir Bart.
I clicked that by accident. I meant to look at
Magic. Can you detect it?
Can you detect it?
Can I put the
as
detect
you-
in detective? That's the question.
Yeah. So as you look at it's like a coil of very fibrous material. It's super hard. If you were to like punch into it, this isn't gonna break. You try to bend it, it is very easy to bend. It's kind of like small stones of gravel lined up, touching each other, kind of like a rock candy line, but it's bendy.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Anything
it's a lot of
magical,
those
or-
small rock lines grouped up and woven around each other and kind of like tightened, kind of like rope is,
Okay.
but just very bound together for some reason.
It's made of gravel.
It's made of gravel. It's compact
Interesting.
gravel.
Very cool.
And you want to detect magic? The
I'll
material.
spend 10
gray-
minutes and take a peek and keep that aura around me.
Yes. Yeah, so when you're looking initially at the aura, you find some of the stinger from the creature embedded in the ground, and that goes off. But the gravel rope itself is not. It does not go
Okay.
off.
Can I see what kind of school of magic the stinger is from?
The stinger? Yes. The stinger. Elemental. Or that is a property of it. Let me... What school of magic is this?
Sorry, wizards like to know these things.
Mary walks over. He's like, do you need it to put into evidence, or can we use some more? I use it to bind barrels mostly.
I would like to take this, and could we recompense you for the amount that it would cost?
I mean, I have enough. If you want some too, it might aid you in your journeys. This is evocation.
Evocation magic from the stinger. Yeah, I would like to keep this.
Okay, by all means. We have enough of it. You'll find some next to the barrels. You gentlemen look tired. I think River mentioned wanting to put you up in some rooms. I've reserved 2 of them. Is that enough for you? Tonight? Later on?
That should be good.
Would you prefer to... He looks at you. Would you prefer to sleep in a room or the stables? I can clear out
You
a
know,
bit.
I didn't think about the logistics of this at all.
It might be hard for you to climb the little incline. And I have an accessibility ramp.
No,
we made one
it's
really...
fine. I'll sleep with the horses. I get it.
So,
Okay,
Bart,
yeah.
I have something that can assist.
Oh,
I could create a tiny hut, magical tiny hut that we could, rest in.
oh.
Fit in the tiny hut.
Can I?
10
How
foot-
tiny is this hut?
It's a 10-foot radius.
Okay. Well, if you decide to come inside, you're always welcome, Mr. Gnome, in the rest of the gang. Mr. Gnome, we found a lazy boy recliner for you. Should you want to take a nap in front of the fire? I know those old bones get tough. I use it myself all the time. Good talk.
I immediately go to sleep standing up.
Tip them. I guess.
Can I see Edison? Is he still there?
Yeah? Do you want to come into my bar?
Maybe eventually, but you said that this
Oh,
creature
okay.
was... You said that this creature was in front of your establishment?
Yeah, my establishment, the Cave-In. It's it's kind of a steamed gastro bar. It's very very newfangled. It's I'd love to buy you something sometime, laddie.
Did
You
Did you set this rope as like a trap of some kind?
No, the gray rope just kind of appears here and there. It's I don't know what it sheds. Maybe it comes off maybe it blows off the mountaintop. Maybe it, I don't know. Maybe it's an owl bear or something. But it sheds every now and again.
Gray rope?
I don't know what it is. It could be fur.
What about that thing? Do you guys see those things often?
No, I've never seen that before. It's That's a creepy looking one, but it looked an awful lot like a gem, didn't it?
It was like a gem scorpion.
Yeah, it was creepy. It looked, I don't know, it looks valuable though. I wonder if its hide would be worth anything.
Well, for now it seems to be gone. While I have the detect magic, is there anything else that I pick up in the area?
In the, what's the range?
I think 30 feet, 30-foot radius. Within 30 feet of me.
Germone, are your tools classified as magic?
My ghouls?
Your tools?
I think
your,
they're
like,
just
artificer
normal
tools?
things. Like he could wave lockpicks at people and cast magic.
That thing I had made previously is not. I can create a magical item, but I have not done so at this time, and the tools themselves are not magical.
All right, so you do not detect any magic within a 30-foot area, other than the stingers of the
I will say that my
crystal beast.
weapon itself is the arcane firearm, which I guess potentially could be.
Okay.
Right, and your magical items that you guys have in the party, you know that it's like a false positive when a metal detector goes off on it. It beeps a little bit too close. So like
Sure.
Vermont shoes,
Yeah, like I know the magic stuff
Gervardi's,
that's
lance,
within the area.
yeah, right. Your wand, the mask.
Could I just take like a brisk 10-minute walk, like in this direction,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if I get a ping?
Okay. As you walk a little bit over the bridge, you don't get a ping, but you notice a figure like looking down at you from a tall, 3-story building over there.
Okay. I will about face and return back to the gang.
The figure does not move. It watches you.
I'm assuming it's some kind of watchtower. Or it's a
All
murderer.
right. So it's getting late at this point. It's like 9 p.m. Everybody's going to go to bed at 10, pretty much. You have like one more thing that you could do. Tonight, at least.
Anybody want to gamble? No, I'm just kidding.
The gamble?
I don't think there's really anything that we need. We don't have any information on this Tinkerer's Bar. That could be a tomorrow situation. But if you want to talk to that sheriff before the night ends, now's probably
Yeah,
the
if
time
we
to
could
do it.
try to hit the sheriff up, the sheriff up
All right.
if he hasn't retired.
That would bring you over here. Oop, yeah.
Number 1.
So you walk in, and the sheriff's building is an interesting one. Because it's kind of like half work desk, half jail cell, with like a small holding prison, like a county, like a little county holding cell. So in the front, near the desk, you see this woman, fairly young looking, like a mature woman, not old, not young. Hat on, well adorned, in like a stylish jacket. And then in the corner, you see like a little gnome with a long beard in like a book in front of him, in this very cute pair of old-timey glasses. And he's just kind of napping away. And there's like a little bar, a little jug of rum in front of him. And then he has like a animated nose sleep bubble. So when you walk in, there's like a little jingle on the bell, and the sheriff looks up. She says, I don't believe I've seen you around these parts. It's, what brings you here, strangers?
We're new in town. We are the Gnome of Truth. We're an investigation organization. We were hoping that we could elicit some questions and maybe have your assistance in a case that we're researching.
He looks at you cautiously. What are you investigating?
We're investigating a disappearance.
Who?
A young
What
woman
mind me
named
asking?
a young woman named Raven.
She kind of looks away when you say the name. It's yeah. I've been looking for her too. It's we haven't found her yet.
Maybe you could provide us with some information to her last whereabouts. Maybe some areas that you've searched already that could help save us time in our search.
You've all just arrived today, right?
Yes, we just rode into town today.
I do think that takes you off the prime suspect list. So, my name's Sheriff Abigail. That over there, he's Oxford. Try not to wake him up. I usually only wake him up if we got somebody to put behind bars, but we haven't had to do that in a while. Come over here, and she kind of like leads you through a back door into her study, and you see like the records are finally kept, but her desk is not. It's a lot of papers, and there's like areas crossed out, like a map with some X's on it and things that she's done. Like she's clearly been looking for Raven. So she goes through. She says,
Would you mind if I examine this quickly? Is this a map?
Yes. She picks it up and she hands it to you. She's, I've been looking.
I'll, like, photo
in
take
the
it
popular
to memory.
towns. Yeah. You apply it to your keen mind. She's like, I've been looking at her popular spots. You know, her favorite mushroom patch. The part of the river where she washes her clothes, the forest area where she sings her songs, and you see like a happy look come over her face, and then it's replaced by like the gloom of the situation when she comes back. Yeah, she's not in any of those places. I've asked around at the bars and the taverns and with her husband Reginald, and nobody has given me a straight answer, and to be quite honest with you, it's pretty frustrating.
Could you tell us? Sorry, go ahead, Barnaby.
Who reported her missing?
You know, it was her husband. He did come to me asking if I had been with her, and I had been, but I wasn't the last one to see her. I believe that was him. I don't know why he would come to me as if it were me having lost her. She's just visibly aggravated for a second and then regains her composure again really quickly. Anyway, it's he is my prime suspect right now. Normally when a person goes missing, you check with the spouse, and it's usually her lover that's done it. So I'm looking around and I'm trying to find her, but I can't find any evidence of her in that house. And I know she didn't spend a lot of time there, but it's still her house, so I would think that he would know where she's gone. And her brother isn't around nearly enough to have any whereabout there. It's he's in and out, so
Question.
I don't know. It's frustrating now.
What's the beat on her? Is she on the up and up here, or is she like seem a little
Raven?
skittish? What's that?
Raven?
No, the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff.
No, I'm saying out of like what I'm
Like an
thinking
insight
as a
check out of
character.
character.
Yeah, I'm trying to say
Okay.
insight check very politely.
Is there anything weird about you?
Well, what are you trying to? You're trying to discern if she's awkward, like speaking awkwardly to you?
Yeah, or is she telling the truth? Like,
What are
she
you
seems a
trying
little
to-
peeved with Reginald.
Oh,
Oh, you can to see if she's honest about it. Like you wouldn't.
Well,
know
the
if
thing
she's
that
honest.
I'm-
she looks angry.
Is she telling the truth about? So it seems like she's flip-flopping about who was with Raven last. Reginald says it's her. She says Reginald was the last one. She wasn't the last one.
That's her story, and she appears to believe that. It's if you ask her directly, I'll let you get a insight check on it. But because it's like a rambling story, it's hard to pin down.
Okay, I'll let her keep going.
real
Alright,
quick.
so she. Sure.
I just look over to Freddie and I'm like, oh, Freddie, should we? You know, it's in the contract, but I don't know how you feel about doing it to law enforcement.
the zone,
The,
right? We could ask for
yeah.
consent.
That's
Sheriff,
up to you.
Sheriff, it's part of our policy to enlist any suspects that we have, or not suspects, but any knowledge information that we gain to have them enter into a zone of truth. Would you be willing to do that?
What are you implying?
We like to keep our record as investigators and anyone that we speak to keep the gnome of truth, so to speak.
This also
It keeps
protects
us liable
you.
as well.
Yeah. All right, make a persuasion check.
People in the law. These lawyers think they know everything. That persuasion check? It's not going to be that great. It's a 9.
It was good.
You know, we don't really do that here. This is my case, and I'm letting you look at the evidence.
Understandable.
I appreciate you just taking my word.
We'll
that
take
this
your
is their
word.
account.
Just speaking from our contractual basis, we have a client to, you know.
Yeah,
You know how it
I
is.
understand. I get it. I get it. You see her, like, after you say that, she kind of gets away from this emotional rambling that she's done, and now she is very composed again.
Okay, good.
Yes, these are the spots that I've checked. She's not in these spots. I've checked the apothecary. I've checked the taverns. I checked around the entrance of the mine, but she doesn't. I know her. She doesn't like to go there. She doesn't like to go to the mines. I've checked her favorite spots. I've checked a lot of places, and I don't know where she is.
You seem to know a little bit more information than just. This is more than just a case for you. Were you guys close?
She looks at you, Barnaby, and just kind of glares. She's like, "Yeah, I know her well. She's lived here a long time, and I don't like it when one of my friends goes missing."
That's all I'm asking. She was a friend of yours.
Yes, a pretty dear friend.
And obviously, we're trying to help each other find a close friend of yours. We're just trying to get as much information as possible so that we can leave your town better than what we came into it as. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I get that. She lets you guys look over the map. She's the only place I haven't checked is the mines. Father Feathered, I don't know. He's looking. He's always looking out, but he's getting older, and he didn't see her when I went to talk to him about it. He just was telling me about these shadows moving in the night, and I'm pretty sure they're just wild animals, but I don't know. I humored him.
This is the gentleman in the bell tower?
Yeah, maybe there's something there, but Raven's as big as us. She's no halfling. She's not going to be a tiny shadow figure.
Did he mention any glowing from these figures?
It's funny that you mentioned that, because he mentioned that there were 2 little red glows coming out. Very small, nothing big.
Like eyes from a creature?
Kinda, I guess. He described them as like dancing lights because they would bounce a lot. And then he was telling me that when he saw that creature, there would be the red glow and then a shrill like whistle as it passed by. But I've never heard of a creature like that. That's ridiculous. He was probably just seeing the pets, and stupid pets walking near the mines getting eaten by mine creatures. So people should really pen up their livestock that night.
Does it sound like a creature that I would know about at all?
Make me a... What do you think fits best here? History or like arcane?
well, I get the same roll
Oh,
either
nature.
way.
It
So
would be nature.
nature.
One of you guys can roll a nature. You can decide amongst you.
I could do a nature. I got some intelligence here. It's a +4 for me.
I absolutely should not.
Hermano. Nature check.
Okay, I'll
Was
roll
that
the
Mr. Matt?
nature.
I'll do it.
Is that me? I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no, do you want to roll a nature check?
I sure do.
Alright, go for it.
You said like Hermano. I was like,
Hermano.
who's Hermano?
It's brother in Spanish. $21.
Okay, so you are aware that there are a few animals with like glowy eyes and whatnot. Cats most likely have been that kind of thing, but you have never heard of anything that whistles while it runs, whistles while it walks. This
Whistles
is
while it
completely
works.
new to you, and you're pretty sure. Yeah, whistles while it works.
Whistles while
so
it rocks.
you're pretty
Not-
sure this is
not
something you've
dwarves.
encountered before.
Nope. Okay. I guess I'll ask the sheriff. Are there other disappearances that you've seen in town that have been reported?
Besides the animals, not this year at least.
In previous
It's
years?
always confusing. Previous years.
Is it people that just leave the town? Is it people that... Do you see a struggle? Do they just leave town abruptly, that their homes are left abandoned? Things of that nature.
Many people have left Whistlerock over the years, but there have been a few that have disappeared. Old man Leroy, he went last year. There was Dahlia the year before.
And do they have families here, or are they just individuals that left?
It's usually just one that goes disappearing, and I wish I knew what it was. I had theories that it's been like a serial kidnapper or something like that, but I think it's more likely that they just wander into a place where they're not supposed to be, whether that be the forest. We try to keep the kids away from the mines. Father Feather usually lets us know when they're playing that stupid game, and I have to go wrangle them. But those two, yeah, they just kind of vanished. That's the curse of Whistlerock.
When did these disappearances started? About 2 years ago?
No, they've gone back as far as I can remember. Every year around this time.
And it's always just one?
It's always just one. I'm worried that it's Raven this time.
Do you have any more information on those mines, like the history of them, how they came to be, anything like that?
Yeah, the Whistlerock mines, the gem mines. Yeah, this used to be an old mining town. Those mines were very full. Mary could tell you more, but River too, because it was his father. Raven could probably tell you as much as well if we could find her. But yeah, ever since they mined it bare, it's weird in there. If you've ever seen a gem cave completely stripped of its gems, it's kind of creepy. It's like if you've ever seen a creature with scales, it's like the opposite. Yeah, I don't know. It gives me an eerie feeling whenever I peer in there.
Is there any correlation between the gems being mined away and maybe more disappearances or maybe more monsters appearing around that same time? When the gems are being mined, were there people disappearing?
When the gems were being mined, there have always been people that go missing. A lot of them die in the mines just as a result of hazardous conditions. Yeah, a lot die in the wilderness. This is no city. This is a hamlet within nature itself. So we do not live without risk, but I try to keep an eye out for these people. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because we're kind of living off the mines that we've had, or living off the gems that we've had, and it's really the only thing keeping the city afloat. It's our only claim to fame, and with the gem mines drying up, and we don't really like people going in there. There's not much left in Whistlerock.
Understood.
Yeah, Edison's gonna lose his he'll lose his mortgage from the bank eventually, but I don't know.
Wait, why?
Oh, he doesn't get any customers. The old man's a kook.
He runs a bar.
Not just a bar. You know, if it was a tavern, he would. There are not enough people in this town to compete, and everybody likes Mary. He's been doing it for a long time. He's got all the stuff done. Nobody wants to try the busy lifting drinks and all the stuff that Edison's got going on. People just want a nice
Busy
beer
lifting?
around here.
The what?
Yeah, the bubblers. He's got some strange contraptions. I walked in there and I want to drink my stuff out of a wooden handled glass. You know, that's all I want. I want to taste good. I want to taste the wood. He's got like alcohol shooting through pipes and stuff, and it comes out of a lever that you pull down. It's ridiculous.
I think there's a new
Like
pub like
Arnold
that in
did.
Ave.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe we should go there. You might get better. Might get better service. You should take him back with you.
Now,
That's what
is
Wait,
this fizzy lifting drink like a pre-workout thing? Because I could really use that. You know, I could
I
use
don't
that
think-
on my
I don't think you
All
want to
my-
work out with it, son.
horse muscles. Oh, all right.
Your horses.
I think it'll just give you gas. To be honest.
Then, yeah, I do. I have like 4 stomachs, so I can only imagine how bad it's gonna be.
Yeah, if you want to work out, I would suggest you. I don't know. You want to work out with me tomorrow morning? Bright and early. I have a routine.
Sure, I'd love to. I can show you. You could show me how to do humanoid squats.
Yes, humanoid squats are very important to doing police business. We have to squat often. How does a centaur squat? Does he use 2 legs or 4?
Can I demonstrate?
You want to do
based on some
burpees
sort
in front of the sheriff?
Can I demonstrate what it looks like based on a roll?
Sure.
I don't know what I would roll though.
is that performance?
Performance,
Or athletics?
acrobatics, athletics.
Does a centaur lean down and push up with its top arms too for a push-up? These are questions I've never had the pleasure of asking, but I've always wondered.
Here, I'll do an athletics, and then I'll just see. Yeah, so I go to squat, and I literally just like I literally just like all 4 of my hooves splay out, and I'm like, yeah, there's no such thing as centaur squats. I thought I could impress you.
You know, from this angle, your calves aren't as big as I thought they would be.
Oh,
Okay, no need to be hurtful, but
No,
I
it's
stand up.
fine. You look very strong. It's just everybody skips leg day every now and again.
Damn it. Yeah.
You look very strong, sir. You look extremely strong. It's your routine. I'm sure your routine is great.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's get back on the case. I don't want to continue to make myself look like an ass.
Oh, you don't. You surely don't. Nobody would ever say that. That would be profiling. You look nothing like a donkey.
Thanks. I saw one today that was a real pip.
Yeah, we have a couple of those. A couple pips. Yeah, well, she looks back at Freddy. She's like, do keep me informed if you find anything or a clue. I've exhausted a lot of my resources, but I'm here if you need me.
we'll let you know. And if anything comes your way, I mean, if you could leave a note at the tavern, we can meet up, swap some notes.
She puts her hand like on your shoulder and grips it a little bit. She's like, I appreciate it more than you know. Sorry for being standoffish.
In this line of
All right.
business, we're just happy to help.
Yeah, we're kind of used to it at this point.
I know how it is. Not everybody likes talking to people trying to find answers, and it seems like everybody has a secret around here.
Yeah, not everyone likes questions, but it's kind of our thing.
Yeah, I get it. All right. So she looks, kind of like nods at the door, gets up and starts tidying up her things, like the subtle mind trick to get you to leave. Like when people just kind of stand up and they're like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
right, well,
be
good
seeing you
ya.
then.
Yeah.
Are we we're going now?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's-
She closes the door
Very
behind her.
unaware.
Yeah. We're getting pretty close to the end of the session. How are you guys gonna, or like this is probably a good place to get it, if we figure out your sleeping arrangement, how you're gonna sleep.
I can create a tiny hut.
I don't mind lodging with the horses for the night if it's just easier. I don't know how that spell's gonna work if you're doing it while you're resting.
I think I make the hut with the intent of resting in it.
I think you have to stay in it.
Yeah, like you and I could bunk in the hut.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't want you to miss out on a nice new room. I'll stay with the horses. They seem nice enough.
I'm taking a room. It's free.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do we have here? Let me write this down.
I'll grab a room then.
Barnaby is
Ramon's
staying
in
in
a
a room in the Lavish Inn. Wait, you all are?
Everyone
Yes.
except Sir Bart.
The Lavish
right?
Tavern?
Yes, we're all taking a room.
Okay.
You're going into the room too?
A nice human-sized room. I mean,
Mary,
yeah,
Mary
if I
please,
can, why not? Let's do it.
Sir, please don't trample on the molding. It's new. It's like a little engraved artistic thing. He's like, just gently step, please.
Sorry, I can't take the shoes off. They're kind of embedded in the.
It's okay. Let me get a carpet, and he rolls out like a little carpet.
Thought,
Go
well,
through.
thank you kindly.
All right. So if you're all in the tavern anyway, at the Lavish Inn, then I want everybody to make a perception check at disadvantage. I just want to see. I'm just curious.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a 6.
What about you, Gurman?
That's a 9.
9? Okay. So in the night, you guys sleep pretty well. They're nice sheets. They're silken sheets. Spared no expense. It's nice. There's a little armoire in the room for your jackets. There's a nightstand with a candelabra on it. Every room has a window that you guys had. You have the prime real estate. And you hear some Barnaby. Your room just so happens to be not next to your friends. So through one of the walls, you hear whispers and like little snickers and like, I don't think we should. It's like, oh come on, you know you want to. Blah, blah, blah. Swing through, and then at a certain point, you hear like a like one loud ka-clump, but it wakes you up or stirs you up enough. What do you do?
Can I?
I will. Am I sharing the room with anybody?
Are you?
So, well, just really quick. I only need to sleep. I trance for 4 hours. I don't know if
Okay.
that changes
Yeah.
anything with anyone.
It doesn't. These are very quiet
Okay.
whispers. But if you're in the room with Barnaby, you wake up when he wakes up. We'll say that.
Okay.
What do you say?
Want to do that? We'll have Gurmon and
Sure.
Sir Bart in there?
I'll hang out with
yeah,
Barnaby.
the other room.
Even it out size-wise.
Okay.
I'll
Yes.
know that. you hear that?
I heard something, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna walk out. Make sure that everyone's good. Actually, you know what? You knock on that door. I'll make sure that they don't go outside the window.
Knock on the door?
Knock on the door. Make sure everyone's okay.
On their door?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'll like knock and you guys alright?
I
So
will.
you walk over one room, knock on the neighboring door, and you don't hear anything. And Barnaby, you look in the window, and you see like the bed sheets kind of like pull all the way down to the foot of the bed. You see River's bag, and you see like the lavish scarf he was wearing just sitting on the ground. But nobody's in that room that you see.
Nobody is in that room. Can I pull open the window?
Make me a. You have the thieves kit, right? Thieves tools.
I have thieves' tools, yeah.
Yeah. Just throw in the thieves tool check to prop open the window. Okay, that thing just pops open.
I will go into the room. I guess I'm not. I guess I'll try to be stealthy. But do I see anyone in the room?
You don't see anyone in the room.
Oh, there's a thing.
The emphasis on the one, you're like, oh yeah, thing.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Am I kicking around here too now?
I haven't opened the door
You're
yet.
you're outside the door.
Okay.
So you look down and you see the clothes, like the upper clothes, like his jacket, not his undergarments or anything like that. But his bag is right on the bedstand. He's got like a bag of pocket gold sitting on the nightstand too. His journal or his log for warehousing and whatnot for his logistics. That's all right there. And it's kind of weird because the scarf is draped and it's caught in the door of the armoire.
No.
And the armoire is closed.
I will go over to the door where Freddy is, and I will unlock the door to let him in.
Okay.
Okay. Hey,
You do
what's
so.
going on? Is there anyone in here?
Shh.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Something's fucky.
Do you need me to see if there's anything magic around?
No, this is all River stuff. It's his clothes. It's his scarf. And the armoire. I don't know if there's anything in the armoire, but just for backup. We should probably wake up the others.
Okay.
You wake up the other two. So the centaur and the gnome agitated by their being woken up, maybe.
Where's that donkey?
Oh, wake up, guys.
Oh.
There's looks like River's been snatched. We don't know
What?
yet. We're gonna check his room out really quick. Can I use a mage hand to maybe like pull that armoire, like if there's like a knob from a distance?
And I will get my crossbow ready just in case.
Okay, so what's the situation here? What's like the layout?
How rested are we, I should ask really quick?
You guys are not long rested, but you're short rested.
Okay.
You're not missing any HP.
Well, I
What are
am
you
missing
so
a
worried
spell
about?
slot. That's what I'm worried
Fine.
Huh?
about.
It's
Okay,
fine.
so what's the situation? We have Freddy about to open the armoire with a mage hand. We have Barnaby sitting there with a crossbow bolt. We have Sir Bart, what are you doing? And Germon, what are you doing?
I think I am going to... I'm just gonna ready... Oh god, how... What is the logistics in here? I'm gonna ready my lance, but... I'm gonna
See invisibility?
You're to be able to get a charge up.
You know what I'm
just
gonna
gonna do
do?
that
I'm
real
gonna detect evil and good really quick.
Okay, you're gonna
I'll hold
detect
off
evil
on the
good.
mage hand then until you guys give me the...
Germon is going. You're gonna like fire up some goggles and try to see invisibility.
it's not even goggles, man. Everything's off of my little staff. I'm like, yo, I
Oh,
see things now.
You create a veil, like a jelly veil, that ripples through, and you kind of like peer through that. Sir Bart, what did you say you were doing again? You're reading the lines?
Detect
Or
evil and good.
Detect evil and good. So detect
Why
evil
not?
and good. Detect
Yeah.
evil and good will not ping.
Okay.
You do not sense evil or good. Are you opening it with the mage hand?
Yeah.
There's
I'm
nothing
gonna-
good or evil in here, which is
Oh,
saying a lot about
I
us.
thought I was good.
It's right
Yeah,
there.
let's open up the spectral hand here.
All right, we'll find out what's in the armoire next time.
Oh,
And Whistlerock.
Cliffhanger.
Good.
Wonderful. Masterful
Okay.
cliffhanger.
that was fun.
All right,
That
so
was
you
the
guys
best
can
thing I
ruminate
did
on
all
that
day.
for a little bit.
Awesome.
I love that. That's good.
That's good. Alright, I've had to pee for the last hour, but happy birthday, Matt.
Happy
Oh,
birthday,
thank you.
Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Right. Is next week good for everybody?
Good for me.
Yes.
Next week at 8.
Yeah.
I'm good.
At 8 sharp.
All right. I can play longer too if you guys ever want to, but this time slot works fine for me, so
Cool.
that's good.
Yeah, that was fine. Okay.
All right.
Everybody,
Good night,
Catch
everyone.
you next time.
night gang.
Later.
Bye.
Alrighty, that was our first venture into the town of Whistlerock. See if there's anyone that's live that we can raid. I think I saw Locke before. Let's go say hi to Locke.